Racing League. My name is NASCAR Boy 889, back for the second week in a row. And today is round 2 of the championship. We head to New York this week. Last week was Iowa. If you missed it, go check it out. Side-by-side finish for the win. Now, this week, Watkins Glen road course. It's going to be tough. We got a chicane. We got a carousel. Turn 1 is basically 90 degrees. You can go wide in turn 1. I am good to join. I'm good to join, correct? Just to make sure. Okay. Just get in here. A few drivers to watch out for. Of course, every single championship driver of this week. That being LRS, SP... Excuse me. Ducky. But if you look, last week there were some tempers flaring. Multiple drivers hitting each other, running each other up the track. One of them being Pluto. Pluto was not too happy with others. Others were really not happy with Pluto. And we will get in here. They're going to do a pace lap to start off. Did I say mole? It'll be fine. I said mole. I definitely said mole. Either way, Mole is going to be the one to watch out for. They could not get him in the back at Daytona, excuse me. They wanted to get him in the back, but they could not do it for the life of them. They were all in the back, every single one of them in the championship. Mole was working with his teammate Hack in the 48. They couldn't get him to the back. Mole was second in both the stages, finished top 5. And, okay then. Okay then. What just happened to my game? Good question. What happened to my game? Well, I might as well take you through the running order that will be going at late. What just happened? Are we restarting the lobby? Okay. Okay, we're restarting the lobby. I was like, did I disconnect or did they all disconnect? But LRS is on pole with a 107.588 and not too far behind him. But LRS is actually the only one in the 107s, as Mole has a 108.161. Only 5 tenths behind him is SP, so we got actually, all 4 of the championship contenders are 1, 2, 3, 4. SP, 108.675. And under 2 hundredths behind him is Ducky with a 108.699. First one into the 7s is the 108.790 of Storm. Not too far behind him, just 3 tenths behind him actually, is One Bad with a 109.0, the first man into the 109s. Half a second behind is Pluto with a 109.610. Hack with a 109.699. That's under 9 hundredths of a second apart. Kenny is a 110.336, the first man into the 110s. And right behind him is the first man into the 110s. That was 109, by the way. And Hack is behind him with a 109.699. And then Kenny with a 110.336. Rounding out the field would be Ardeni and Drake. Ardeni having the 111.761 and Drake in the 112.26 flat. Overall in this season, this is race number 33. I've only been here for 2 of those 33 races. One of them with INF, but INF is on... he's going on a big trip. He won't be back for a few weeks. INF, if you're watching... have a great day. Hope you're having a great time. Hang on. Good to take that, question mark. Okay, tell me when I'm good to join that. How many seconds do I got? 45, okay. So we still have about half a minute. They're gonna run down the lobby. It's lag. Once again, we saw this last week. Oh man, I finished off my propel. That's upsetting. Anyways, tonight will be 45 laps, 110 miles around Watkins, Glen, the 2.45 mile paved road course. A little bit different than we see at, let's say, Sonoma. It doesn't have as much elevation change, and of course, New York is incredibly flat. So what else would I expect? But Sonoma is also quite flat, but not where they're at. We see wheel hopping in Sonoma, of course, famously in the middle sector where they're going through the carousel, and then people slide off the road, they get in too hot, and they go up on two wheels. Don't see that here unless you go over the curb in turn number 1. Good to take that? Okay, good. Alright, well, let's just try this again. The Go Bowling at the Glen. Said the twice. See if they do a pace lap here. So, believe we will be doing a pace lap, yes. So, and as you can see some drivers backing off, we're going to go up to our pole sitter, LRS, there he is. It's beautiful number 43, running quite similar to Storm. There's SP right behind him in the 42. So, I'll take you through, and we're lagging again. Well, while we're lagging, I might as well take you through a little bit of a track map. So turn 1, very sharp corner, downhill, heavy braking, as you can see some Harry Potter voodoo magic going on here. Turn 1, very heavy braking, easy to lock the right front, very easy to go very deep into turn 1. And if you're on the inside, it's even more of downhill, so you got to be extremely careful on the brakes. You have to brake a lot earlier, or you and the other guy that you're trying to pass will go over the turn and do a Jimmy Johnson and straight two-wheel it off the course and spin out. That is something that many people are going to do if we get this race underway. Now, up through the S's, that is turns 2, 3, and 4. Very treacherous at the top of the hill. The weight transfer is very, very tough. It's getting light up there. You're just kind of rising over that crest. It's not too far of a drop down, but it gets cars very uneasy. And if you're full throttling it and you start to get loose, you have to immediately get out of that gas and make sure you're out of the way of other cars. Because if you're not, you could either go straight head-on into the wall on the right, or you're going to spin into another car on driver's left and cause a big accident. Now, we're going to disconnect. And we're going to try to get into this other lobby. Anyway, into the inner loop, all of this for NASCAR is considered a turn 5. So we got the chicane, and then the carousel, the horseshoe as they call it. The carousel, that was bad. The chicane, it is aggressive. You have to take it aggressive. You short shift down. You're going to brake right at a little line in the track that you see. You'll see it. It's a little marker. Everybody uses it. You start braking just before that. You downshift. It's going to be tough to control, but as long as you keep the wheel relatively straight, you shouldn't spin out. You aggressively hop over the first curb and flick it into the second. Make sure not to get too much tires in the grass, so that will be a penalty, which I will discuss in a bit. And then you got to keep it to the left, because if you go wide, you're going to cut the last part of the track, have to give it up, or you're going straight into the wall. The car can also get uneasy here because you get on that curb, you start to spin out. And you want a good entry into the carousel, which is the main turn 5. So, You want to kind of go out wide, shift into second if you're not turning, but I stay in third. And if you get on that curb, it's going to give you a lot more turn, and then you get a straight exit off the corner. Don't go too far out wide, but kind of stay near that curb if you want to. Now, into 6 and 7. Heavy braking into turn 6, slowly let off the throttle. You should see another line in the track. Brake as soon as you hit that line, flick the car in. Make sure you hit the apex nicely up on that curb. Your car wants to be about middle of the exit curb, and then you flick it back to the left, and then the right. Just don't go too far to the left. These cars are heavy, they can't turn as well. So you just want to slightly brake and slightly turn into that last corner. Wait for it to turn, but you should be able to get on that throttle mid-corner, and then it's just the run straight down to the line. But the main crash points, like I said, especially on lap 1, look for people going out wide and spinning over the transition from turn 1 up to the S's. Look for people to spin at the top of the S's and coming out of the chicane. Other than that, I've spun in the carousel, but I haven't seen many problems there. So, what am I? Can I join, by the way? Can I join, by the way? Okay. And Pluto, one of the men we were talking about earlier who caused some frustrations, has lagged out of the session, but unfortunately we found a lobby that works, and according to rules for the Final Four, we cannot restart the lobby. So that brings us from 10 down to 9 contenders. Of course, not a Championship 4 contender, but it's still extremely unfortunate. Takes some of the storyline out. You can see Mole's going to be lining up on the right side of the track, driver's right anyway. We're looking at the front view, so he's on the left of us, and there's LRS. You can see them heading down towards turn 6. They've just came out of the inner loop. We're going green this time by the numerous colors of each of these cars. The top 4 all championship contenders. As we go green, coming out of turn 7, they're going to see the green flag, watch the restart zone. And here we go. We are off. It's a good jump from LRS, but it's a good jump from Mole. Watch turn 1. They're on the inside. Mole's going to brake early. Smart move, but one car's gone right into the back of another. That maybe looked like Storm getting hit in the back of, but LRS has a good lead coming through turn 2 and now turn 3. One car going wide. I couldn't tell exactly who that was. But Mole comes out in second. That was Ducky, that blue car that went just a bit wide in the S's. That looks like he was trying to overtake SP. Here comes a run. You get a big slipstream down into the inner loop, and there he goes. Mole gets the lead. He is the championship leader, and he is showing why. SP's got extremely wide. Another car following him. One car in the grass towards the back, and you can see the different lines people are running. Coming out of the inner loop of turn 5 on the run down to turn 6, LRS took that wide line. He has a decent run, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough to make a dive on Mole. Not quite close enough. He's going to have another major slipstream down the front stretch. There you can see SP going a bit wide. Dougie right behind him going wide as well. These two have already gapped probably about 2 seconds. Lap 1 is complete. Mo is in the lead. LRS is in second. SP is in third. You can see Kenny back here. That's one man who I saw going deep into turn 1. And Storm has just sent SP off the track. Missed his braking point. And SP's going to be able to save it. Just barely being able to save it. Kenny's going straight off in the background. Hack has a lot of damage to his front end. He must have got caught up in something in turn 1. Here's the S's. Turns 3 and 4 is what we're looking at right now. At the bottom you can see turn 1. SP getting into the grass. A horrid start for him. Here's One Bad. One Bad maintaining the top 5 in this number 5 car. Storm right behind him. He was almost involved in whatever happened to SP. Here's Drake. Drake going straight through the chicane, giving up the time. There's Kenny behind him. And there's Pluto, who lagged out. Unfortunately, this is Ducky. I meant to say Ducky earlier. I don't know if I said SP or Ducky. But Mole leads over LRS. These guys are staying calm. SP's trying to get up through this field, but he's just kind of stayed where he is. Ducky, not the best start. SP keeping it within range, but these guys need to find a way to get Mole back, because the next two tracks for Mole, he says he is the best at. Their best shot to get him down in points, Daytona. What did they do? Not get him down in points. He got incredible stage points. So that puts a lot of pressure on these guys, because I've been in the position before where even after the first race, the guy in front of me is way ahead, but I've came back. I have won a few championships, not in this league, but I have won it in other leagues, even though I've came through some interesting times. But you can see this is a very, very good lap for Mole. He's pulled a gap out, probably about a second to 7/10, somewhere in that range to LRS. But SP's actually, I think, running the fastest on track right now. The only thing I would imagine is, would they have to fuel save for this stage? And I will take a look at points for you guys. So, LRS is only 8 points back, Ducky 9 points back, and SP 11 points back. So SP desperately needs these points. LRS and Ducky, of course, 1 point separated, but it is just a huge gap to this man in the 24. Let's check it back up through the field, see if anything's happening. That's something happening, and I told you about it earlier. The top of those S's can be treacherous, and Storm has found how treacherous it can be, getting a lot of front-end damage. You can see Ducky with front-end damage. He's gapped Hack, I believe. Yeah, that's Hack back there. Hack, of course, already with front-end damage, but he's just riding around. You can see the left, from our perspective, left rear quarter panel, but from driver, right rear corner panel. It's damaged on Storm, so he's going to have a little bit of trouble turning that car, especially with probably front end damage from contact. Again, you don't have to fully get on that curb, and I've found if you just put 2 tires on it, as you can see Ducky going to the inside using all of the track, he's going to get around Storm. Storm trying to get a slipstream. Can he make a dive into turn 1? Ducky going a little bit defensive, but it looks like Storm has given this up as he goes deep into turn 1. Maybe not. Yes, he has. Through turn 1 anyway. Sector 1 he's given this to Ducky. He went a little bit deep into turn 1. Thought he was going to sniff a move to the outside. Not quite close enough, but now he has the slipstream. Is he going to go to the inside? Yes, he is. He's looking to the inside, maybe trying to get some clean air down into the inner loop. But, almost contact. Ducky covers that off, though, cuts him off. He says, no chance! He's going around! He's not. That was an incredible save, and Storm is not enjoying it. They're ramming into each other. Storm got cut off by Ducky. Then Ducky almost lost it, spun right in front of him. They both saved it. Ducky came right back down and put Storm into the inside wall. Hack is watching this battle with popcorn and saying, come on, guys, keep battling. Me and Kenny went in on some of this. Just let us in. Come on. One bad all alone. He's just in front of that battle we were talking about. Ducky has one more car to run down before there is nothing separating him and the championship drivers. We're riding along with Ducky now through the S's. Blip of the throttle, if you want to, you can keep that flat as long as you keep a good apex. Don't want to go on the curb that much. You just barely want to touch that curb on the inside and then ride through this curb as the least amount of steering input as you can. That line right there. You kind of want to brake, short shift down, or you can short shift at the light that you saw on the right. That's caution lights, is like that one. And you want to kind of keep it to the inside, but you want to get a wide entry and then hook it to the inside and use all the track on the exit, which looks like Ducky's being extremely careful right now, trying just not to wreck the car again. I hear him shifting, so it doesn't seem like he's saving fuel. Going a bit wide, though. That's going to set him up bad, as you can see, for that final corner. Not quite getting the momentum as he hits the wall on exit. How close is Storm? Not close at all. Here's SP. Where is Mole? Mole is in the pits. So good time to check up on our leaders as Mole comes into the pits. SP is taken second from LRS. So where are these guys? They're heading into the inner loop. Turn 5, A, B, and C. And now into the actual turn 5. That's what they call it. And I told you, SP has a lot of pace. He almost beat me here in another league, and I got around him. I had the fastest car, and I wrecked it in the inner loop. Yep. And it was the weirdest place to wreck. I wrecked on the curb, which I was talking about earlier. LRS almost lost it. So now, are they going to cover off Mole? No, they're not. So wonder if that was a drive-through for Mole, or was that strategy? Ducky got sideways. I just caught a glimpse of it as you come off the corner, but it doesn't seem... I will ask the drivers. Was that strategy for Mole to come into the pits? Okay. That was strategy. So I'm gonna ride along with LRS. And listen to this if you can hear it. Just turn your volumes up. We're gonna hear him shifting. Fourth gear now. Down to third. So he's not saving fuel. If you're going to save fuel, you're going to be right up in fourth. And here we go. We're going to shift back down to third. Quickly back up through the gears. He shift down to second. I believe he's saving, though. SP looks like he's saving as we're going wheel to wheel down into turn 1. Is he going to look for a switchback? No, he's not. And that is... Is that the end of the stage? I think it is. So I need to be asking about the stage because I don't have a stream up. So is that strategical? Give me 1 minute. SP. Oh, okay. I just got an interview. Okay, I didn't even have to ask. Thank you, SP. Love you. But what happened? SP put LRS in the wall when he was getting around him, but he didn't mean to. Of course, these guys are teammates, so he let him through. So I'm understanding this all now. Mole pitted, so he has to make a less pit stop at the end of the race, or he can full push. He doesn't have to save by the end of the race. Something's going on there. All we know is it's strategical. So he's going to have to start near the back, though, so that's the only problem. He might get caught up in an incident. This plan only works if he does not get caught up in a midfield to backfield incident. Yes, I called it backfield. But we're going to go with SP. As we come to the line. Green flag is waving. Mole is starting up front. He did not have to pit because of that strategical call, but he didn't have stage points. Many at all, anyway. And he's going to clear SP easily by turn 1. One car in the grass, that's Drake. He's going to fall all the way to the back. He might have just let everyone go. SP hounding the back of Mole. Up through turn 3, and now the short turn 4. LRS is sticking right with his teammate. Roll over the back of him. Duckies came back up through the field. That's one bad right in front of him. He's in the 4th place position, and SP has gone straight into the chicane. Went way too deep. And he almost wrecked it right in front of his teammate. One car through the grass and now into the wall. That's Storm. He got punted by Kenny, I believe, going through the inner loop. Kenny is going to take P6. And now SP has to run back down Mole. But can he do it? Because all these guys' strategy. That is the one thing that Mole has against the rest of the field. He has a differing strategy. And SP's running wide again. He is struggling in the second stage to fire these tires up. To get them to turn. And now he has his teammate all over the back of him, and nearly into the wall was Mo. I think he did hit it, but back here, this was hitting the wall. Let me find it. That was one bad who hit the wall. and he's going to be passed by Ducky, so it's a championship. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, one bad gets overtaken for 4th position. Drake nearly lost it in the back. And we can see back here, this is our Denny. Don't be confused with Kenny. Both running green and blue cars. I don't think I've got them mixed up yet. Hopefully. See, SP, just from what I'm seeing, not taking that first curb as aggressive as he needs to, and that really messes him up for the rest of the chicane. He goes wide, he can't get it turned back down, and he's not keeping his minimum speed up, and he's going slow and fast out, but it's not working. Okay, had to deal with something as SP goes wide again. He's just not getting it turned down into turn 6, and one car almost went straight into the back of another. That was one bad, I believe. Here's that pressure. Is LRS just going to leave the pressure on? Or is there pressure at all? He brakes early, so it looks like he's just content behind his teammate. They don't want to lose too much time, but if you're LRS, you're seeing you're right on the back of your teammate. You're both fighting for a championship. You're losing time to the leader. So what point does SP say, I've got to move? He's faster than me. But he gains through the first sector. He's the fastest by far in the first sector. You can see just how much he's gained, but the last sector is killing him. And especially right here, he sends it too deep again, and he's straight off the track this time. And he's just going to let his teammate by. Yes, he is. So Legacy playing some team games. As there goes LRS. Now, Ducky is one to watch. He's been gaining on these guys slowly but surely as Storm has overtaken one bad in the back. You can see that red car way off in the distance overtaking the blue car. He got that through the inner loop and possibly when one bad made a mistake. I'm going to see. Anything to drink? Alright, I'm back. I again had to deal with something off the mic. That's why we need another commentator. Oh, Mo has gone straight off in the chicane. That is complete cut. I mean, that was a complete cut. He might have gave up that time. It does look like he has lost time, but as you can see, that's one bad. One bad was 4th at one point. Now he's going to be outside the top 5, battling with Kenny, Hack, and whichever car. That's Denny in the back, and then Drake is quite a ways off. Here's Storm. P5 right now for Storm, just barely missed out on the championship. Couldn't quite do it. He fought a good race in Daytona, got wrecked a few times, but didn't really interfere with the championship battle too much. And now he's here at Watkins, Glen, just trying to prove that he would have been at least top 3 in this championship, or at least fighting with these leaders for it, but as you can see, had a tough time getting through the field. Here's Drake. Here's Ducky, and here's SP. Trying to fight his teammate. He's losing time, and like I said, if I'm SP, I'm looking back, and I know it's frustrating, I'm losing points, but I have to let my teammate by. He's quicker than me, he's a lot better points-wise than me, at the moment anyway. He's right behind me, just, I gotta let him go. He's faster, and I'm losing time to the leader. He's losing time because of me. And then that mistake just did it. How long would he have stayed in front of him? I'm not sure. If that mistake didn't happen, it might have been through the inner loop that he just would have went wide and let him by. But for now, it was the mistake that let LRS by. And now he's sort of running down Mole. As you can see, we're going to ride along with LRS on his hunt down of Mole. You can see them both going wide. LRS just trying to get the slipstream off of Mole. You can hear that downshift. Right to 3rd gear. He goes into 2nd. No, he does not. I heard 2 shifts down, but he might have been shifting down and then straight back up to get the car turned. That is one tactic that he learned. He's really getting it turned. Not quite as much as you would have hoped, but he goes wide, cuts back in. Decent apex. Again, I would not shift down to second. You got to keep that minimum speed up, but it looks like he is gaining on Mole, though. So we hit the line once again. 200 meter board between that and the 300 brake. All over that curb. We can see him hopping over it. Hopping over the second curb now. And up through turns 2, 3, and 4, excuse me. See a little let off of the throttle. Just trying to get the car to turn, saving his tires a little bit. High RPMs. Listen again. And he is not shifting until very late in the chicane as he almost loses it. So that's one thing I've never done. He is braking extremely late in the chicane. That's why I thought he was shifting twice. But I've never seen anybody do that. He might either A, be saving a little bit of fuel, or he's struggling with engine temperatures, because that's the only times that I've seen him do that. We will watch Mole as he's coming into the pits, as well as LRS, and SP is going to follow him. And what a pit entry from SP. Excuse, I always say LRS and then SP right after, and then I say both of their names at the same time. But look at the gap between LRS and Mole, and then LRS and SP. Those guys are super close, and these guys are trying to get the overcut, Ducky being one of them, trying to chase down his championship contenders. You can hear that shift from Storm as he goes up from second to third gear. So these guys are going to make a pit stop in this stage. Everybody's going to do it. Are these guys going to pit this lap? No, they are not. So is it the same call that Mole made the last time? But these guys are going to follow him this time, and Drake has lost it at the top of the S's. That has probably been quite a shunt at the top of the hill. You can see the damage on the front end. As there goes LRS and SP. Where's Mole? Mole, has he sped on pit road, or has he took no tires? Or has he took 4 tires and they've took none, excuse me. I'm not entirely sure. But it looks like it's a tire strategy, because he would be much, much further back. So that could be big. And I've got to say, tires don't really matter here, as you can see Drake going extremely... Or that might be Ducky, actually. Drake and Ducky running basically the same scheme this week. But tires don't matter at this track. I'll run faster lap times on old tires than new tires on every road course. So this could be the battle for the stage if people like Ducky pit. You can see Mole then going around Drake. Has Drake come into the pits? I believe he stayed out. And there goes LRS straight off the course. He's going to be able to keep it out of the wall. Just barely. SP is going to go straight by him. Mole trying to gain in the background, and LRS has missed an apex once again. Second time he's done that in 2 corners. You can see the drop-off in time. Let me get the stage count. How many laps to go in this stage? Okay. Last lap in the stage. Oh, LRS is straight into the wall! Is he going to be able to keep it in front of Mole? Mole is gaining quickly. My cat's meowing at me because I'm yelling. It looks like he's going to be able to keep it in front of him. But that could be big. That could have been huge. And there goes Mole. Mole going wide. He almost caught back up to him, but it's not going to be enough. Between these guys, it's going to be SP, LRS, and then Mole. Or is SP going to let his teammate by? That was poorly executed if it was an attempt. Did SP win the stage, or... Okay, that's what I was thinking. One bad, and then Who else is... Okay. Yeah, I saw those guys stay out, so just needed to clarify that. Okay, so it's One Bad, Hack, and Kenny. I did see them stay out. That's why I said between these guys, it was SP. SP getting some valuable points. If I'm him, I would not have let my teammate by. Although, yes, he's quick, but you just won that stage, you know? SP starting first, Mole in second once again. Behind them, it is Storm and Hack. We go back green. Denny is away on the inside, and he must be letting people by. Mole easily gets to the lead, or does he? SP carrying the momentum. He's going to try to brave this around the outside of turn 2 and then turn 3, but he's getting shoved off completely by Mole. Mole, if he didn't back out, he would have been straight in the grass. Would have SP, well, there's one car in the wall, that's Hack. Hack's gone into the wall. He's checked up. One bad, I believe. One bad Storm, and it looks like LRS is back there as well, being held up as we go into the chicane. Here's that battle back here. See, oh, Hack's gone way wide and nearly been collected by One Bad, and now LRS is getting beat up back here. He's just been hit by Ducky, and then I think that's Kenny behind him. Yes, it is. Kenny got into the back of him. So this is a horrid start. This is the complete opposite of what you would have wanted if you're LRS in the last stage. And here goes Kenny. Kenny going to the inside now. He's going to try to get a switchback, but he hits the back of Kenny. This is disastrous for LRS. Ducky trying to go to the inside. They're going to be wheel to wheel, but look at the front. As this is all going on, SP's trying to go to the inside and take the lead from the dominant car of the day. Here he goes to the inside. Got to be careful on the brakes. Hits that apex nicely, but Mole going to swing it around the outside. Yet he's going to be able to keep that P1. LRS finally getting back around Kenny. Now he has two more cars in front of him before he can get to the back of the final podium place. One of them being Storm, and here he goes down the inside. That's Ducky. He's trying to go to the inside. That's going to check up Storm. Storm gets into the side of LRS. This is a titanic battle back here. Storm gets into the side of LRS, but LRS braves it around the outside of the chicane, and he's not going to be able to through the last part of the inner loop, though. He is going to lose out to Storm for now. Storm has the edge. Is he going to look to the inside? Behind them is Kenny and Drake. Drake trying to make his way up through the field after quite a hard day. He goes wide, and there he goes. LRS straight up through the field once again. He's going to now try to get 2 in 2 corners. He's going after the Hendrick teammate of Storm, or what used to be anyway. It goes on Hack. Sideways. He's locking the rear brakes into the final corner. But here he goes. He goes past. And now he has Ducky in his sights. Storm going wide. He's going to have pressure from Kenny as they go down into the inner loop. Kenny getting a big run. Is he going to be able to take it anywhere? He's going to look to the right. Storm touches the grass a little bit. Storm's still in the grass, and that's going to allow Kenny right by him. Kenny almost hits the inside walls. VFL Hack goes wide. Then he's gone a bit wide, entering the inner loop. Here's SP still right on the back of Mole. If SP can win this race, that is going to give him huge confidence going into the next 2 races of the championship, and a real disappointment that he couldn't get more stage points in Daytona, of course getting wrecked and spun out multitude of times. One Bad's hanging on to the back of these guys, not quite close, but he's hanging on to 3rd ahead of Ducky and now LRS, as LRS trying to make his way back up through the field. There goes Ducky off wide. SP all over the back of Mole. Is he content? Is he going to be content behind him to save a little bit of fuel? Or is he going to be looking for a move? He's going to be looking for a move, I would expect. As he peeked out of the draft, that tells me he's eager to get around Mole. But as Mole goes straight through that chicane, he is really sending it. He's still on track limits, though. 2 tires on the curb is what you need, and that's exactly what he's doing. Not maximizing the exit out of the inner loop, though, as LRS is caught right to the back. You can see that red and gray car right onto the back of Bad News Ducky, but we're going to stay on this battle because look at that. Mole went wide. He's having to defend inside, but SP just not able to get to the outside. So we're going to go back to LRS because this is going to be a battle as he goes to the inside of Ducky. Ducky's into the outside wall, straight into it. Got a bit of oversteer coming off of turn 7, goes straight into the outside wall. He's going to have some right side damage. Spectator right, driver left. As now LRS sets his sights on one bad. Of course, that disastrous start would mean that he has to gain at least 3 seconds on the leaders once again. But this would get him third, but again, he's just going to be losing time and losing position in the points to Mole, and that's the main goal right now, is to beat him, because Mole has been dominant all season. You see Denny going way wide in the entry of the chicane. Shane Van Gisbergen? Hello? But Drake is now being chased down by him, and there's the stricken Pluto car. Mole has now gapped SP quite the distance as they come off turn 7 and come to a new lap. We're going back here though, because look at the gap between LRS and One Bad. One Bad is right, just trailing, being trailed by LRS. Man, I cannot talk today. I haven't had about what, I think 4 hours of sleep in the past week. But LRS now trying to brave it around the outside. He backs out of that. That would have not been the smartest move, but One Bad looks like he's going to let him by. Yes, he is. Sportsmanship by One Bad. He knows that LRS is faster, and he's fighting for a title with the 2 guys in front of him. Here's a pretty tight battle back here. The Hendrick teammates, the old Hendrick teammates, are going to go at each other. Oh, that's a big hit into the inside wall. Hack had a huge impact. A driver's right into the inside wall, and he's almost collected by 2 cars. Drake spun it. He's going to go right into Kenny. That is damage for either one of them. They're still making contact. Kenny's going to send Hack way off the track. Surprisingly, that was not a caution in game. They might do a manual, though. Let's see how that goes. I don't think they are, though. See, that gap's still building to SP. Back here, LRS just trying to gain any time he can. Look at the gap he's already made to One Bad behind him. Already a pretty massive gap. This is the closest battle on track right now between Hack, Denny, and Drake. These guys all caught up in that incident we just saw a lap ago. Straight off the track goes Denny, of course, struggling with that damage. So is Drake. Here's Ducky. And here's SP. I'm gonna ride along with Mole in the hole for a little bit. See, he's keeping it within GT track limits. He doesn't like going wide. Maybe that's a tactic to save time versus. Well, that's what I talked about being on that curb. And that's an interesting line, running wider. That is a big cut, though, through the chicane. Did SP lose it? I think he almost did. I don't think he did, though. See if he has any damage. No, he doesn't. I saw him get sideways coming out of that chicane. He's pushing, and as you can see, LRS back there. I think he's even lost a little bit of time to these guys up front. Just can't really gain anything around here, as much anyway. You have to be absolutely on it as sideways coming off the final corner as Mole. Maybe got a little too ambitious on the throttle. Spun the rear tires up. And now SP is right on the back of him once again. That gap has closed to around 0.3 and now 0.2 of a second around that point. just by looking at it. See Mole running that wider line. You don't normally see that out of drivers, but it might be because of that bump on the inside. I'm even learning. I'm the road course ringer, apparently. People call me that, and I'm still learning. There's that curve I was talking about. Look at the run SP got out of the inner loop. He is flying as they come down into turn 6 because of that exit. He got on that curb. Just don't get it too far on it. You made memes about me spinning on it, SP. He's just not really maximizing the exit as much as Mole off of the final corner of turn 7. He definitely is. He's running a good line, but he's just not really getting on the throttle when he should as he slides it through turn 1. Maybe touch the grass a little bit. That's one thing you got to be careful of, touching the grass on the left-hand side, and he is fully cutting that. Of course, I'm pretty sure that's legal, but give me one moment. I'm back. Had to deal with something. As you can see, SP is very, very quick through that first sector. He has been all day, but he just cannot get this final sector right. Especially from here all the way down to the final 2 corners. Just doesn't seem like he has the pace. It's on that curb. Maybe he should get on that curb a little more because he's sending it a little bit too deep and going wide. And especially wide there off into turn 7, but they're coming to pit road. Yes, they are. And another nice entry from SP. Is LRS coming in? Question mark. No, he's not. He's staying out. Here is LRS. He's staying out for now. What about the drivers behind him? There goes One Bad. He's staying out. There goes Ducky. He's staying out. You can see in the back, I think that was Kenny. Let's see if he goes past. Waiting for another car. Kenny and Storm both stay out as we're riding along with Mole in the pits. There's SP right ahead of him. Who else has came in? Hack stays out. Drake, I believe, stayed out. Denny stayed out. So these two are the only ones on pit road besides Pluto, who is, of course, DNF'd from the session, just barely getting out ahead is Mole. But look at the gap now between these two. These two are fighting for the lead. They cannot risk anything. And if you're a Formula 1 fan, you can go across that pit exit line. There is nothing stopping you from doing that. As soon as that wall ends, you just set up for turn 2, 3, and 4. So they've came out behind Drake, who of course has that damage. So if Drake holds Mole up, this could be something, and he just barely did. But SP's gone off the track straight with Drake. Drake's almost gone into the wall, and he has gone into the wall. Drake, another big accident coming out of the chicane, and he got hit by Mole and then bullied out of the way by SP, but that hurt SP a lot. He was right onto the back of Mole, and then got shoved off by Drake. And it looked like he was trying to follow Mole, and then he went wide and hit the back of Drake. He just wasn't expecting that slowdown. But does either one of these guys have damage? It doesn't look like much on SP, but Mole's gotten wide. He's struggling just like SP was at the beginning of the stage, too, to get the tires fired up. And here goes SP, flinging it to the outside. He's going to go to the inside of this corner. And he does. He makes the turn. He gets it break. That's one thing on the inside that you got to be careful of. It's higher downhill. It's steeper. You have to get on the brakes extremely early, and he's done that. He's got the car stopped, and there he goes. He's sailing off into the distance. He's got about 3/10 through Sector 1. This is his strong suit. If he would have been able to do it in the final sector, that probably would have been nice, but I don't think he would have been able to, as there is Denny. That is the next car they are going to catch, also with damage. Look how much Mole sends it through that chicane. Looking to the inside once again as they exit turn 5. He is looking to the inside. He's to the right rear corner panel. Now the right rear door. But it's not going to be enough to get to SP's front end. Again, like I said, SP just struggles through this section of track. They both run the exact same line coming through turn 6 and now turn 7. And Mole's actually gone a bit wide, and there comes Denny into the pits. Has LRS pitted? Yes, he is. He is in pits right now, and here he comes out. There go the 2 leaders, well, net leaders anyway. They go off into turn 1, and LRS comes through the pits. It looks like he's gained a decent amount of time. Not lost, not gained. If anything, I do believe he has gained. Watch, the only way I can tell right now is if they come through the inner loop, and once they get that front camera angle, then I'll be able to tell. SP going a little bit defensive into the chicane. There's Drake once again, I believe. Either that or one bad, or not one bad. What am I talking about? That is Drake. So we will look as here goes Mole to the inside, but they did not give me that camera angle I wanted. But it does look like LRS has gained. But here goes Mole. Mole trying a second attempt to the outside. It's not going to work, but he might be able to get the cutback. He's getting the switchback. And there goes SP wide, but it's not going to be enough for Mole as he hits the inside wall. And that was a huge mistake. He must have got sideways on the curb. Doesn't quite look like he's going to be able to carry the momentum. And there's Drake once again. Of course, had that quite a lot of damage. Spun and then probably came to pit road and fixed that damage. And that's why they're going to pass him again. You can see LRS. LRS is gaining on these guys. These guys battling really slowed them up. And now SP is going to the left saying, Drake, just let me by, mate. And there he goes. He's going around the outside. And he takes the position from... Position? Oh, Mole's got hit! Mole just got hit by Drake a second time. A second time he's been hit by Drake. And that's lost him even more time. Not only to SP, but LRS is massively gaining on him. I told you we were going to have some conflicts this week. And Drake has fallen back massively from that. He must have got crashed again. I say got crashed by Mole. This is the second time. Wouldn't be the first. Let's check up on the field. Had to go do something again. Third time. Like Valtteri Bottas, first time. So now that SP has clean air, it just doesn't look like he's caught up behind somebody. Maybe he was trying to follow Mo's lines, and now that he's not, he's able to push more, he's getting away. He could have been saving some. But back here, it's just, Mole's not had the pace. He's losing time to SP. He's losing time to LRS. Of course, he's fighting for the championship. Ducky not having the best of runs, as LRS should have the gap on him. But if he can get around Mole, that is going to be huge. Because LRS needs that. Because he's second in points. But who needs it even more, as I believe Storm and Kenny... Yes, he came to pit road. And if you're wondering the things that I have to do, my parents come through my room every few minutes. So, that's why we need another run. I'm kidding, INF, I love you. But, Mole just made another mistake out of turn 1 if you didn't see that. But has SP made a mistake? He's gained some time on SP, I thought. Yeah, it looks like he's gained a little bit of time, but he's gotten away. He's picked up the pace again to LRS. But if LRS can get to him, maybe another mistake for Mole, that would mean he gains a few points on Mole. So LRS would move up to probably around just a few points behind, because he won stage 1, Mole pitted, and then at stage 2, I believe Mole beat him. So, LRS needs these points, but who really needs these points? Because he beat him in both stages, finishing second, and then finishing, I believe, fourth, I believe. Yeah, fourth on track in stage 2, and then Mole and LRS 5th and 6th. So, SP's having an amazing day. compared to Mole. We were expecting Mole to be dominant, but just doesn't look like he's being that dominant as he cuts the chicane again. Should give up that time. Don't know if he has or not. Looks like he has. So SP, if he can hang on to this, this could be a monumental day. 11 points back. He needs these points, and he should have won anyway, stage 1, but he let his teammate through. Could regret that in the long term. Finished ahead of both LRS and Mole in stage number 2. But now in stage 3, he's leading, but you can see that gap to Mole coming down and coming down and coming down every single lap. We can't see it on a delta, we can't see it anywhere, but we can see it just with our own eyes. Anyone with 2 eyes can see it. That gap is closing and closing. LRS has a little bit of damage, actually, so that might be why he's falling back. Just doesn't look like he can keep the pace up with Mole. Come through the inner loop. Let me ask for a lap count. What's the lap count? Okay. Coming to 5 laps to go in this race. It is 10:17 p.m. Eastern Time. Can LRS catch these guys? Can SP hang on to the win? Breaking the slipstream down the main straight, 5 laps to go. SP sees that flag first. Why did I say flag? But usually, if you look in the spotter stand, or even they can do it in the spotter stand or the flag stand. If you look, and it would have been an incredible attention to detail, but I always say this. The flagman waves 5 fingers, and with 10 to go, he waves both fingers, signifying 10 to go, and then 5, and then I don't know if he does anything for 2 laps to go, but I know then he waves a white flag, of course. But 5 fingers go up, signifying each lap to go. Of course, will drivers pay attention to that? Probably not. But it is what it is. He does it anyway. Respect to the flagman. Mole is now in sending distance. If he goes to the inside in one of these corners, he could probably make it stick, but just not very cleanly. If he gets a good run out of here, though, he should be close enough, but SP got an incredible exit out of that corner as well, as he breaks the slipstream once again down the main straight. 4 laps to go. Let me make sure. Oh, he puts the bumper to the back of SP. I was going to go check, but he put the bumper to him in turn 1. Can't quite get through there, though. As they head up through turn 4. SP's in the wall. He is! He touched the wall, but a mistake from Mole means that he fell back. Couldn't quite get to him. But look at LRS. LRS is gaining on these guys. SP goes wide. Is he holding him up? Is he holding him up for his teammate? Is he playing the Checo Perez? He's gone wide. Mole's punted him. He's gone wide. That could have been the race. Coming to 3 to go. SP gets punted off wide. He lets LRS by. The Max Verstappen Sergio Perez has worked. SP has let him through. Three, correct. 2. Was that 3 or 2? Okay. Well, we're gonna see this. Can LRS do it? He's gaining and gaining and gaining. He's been gaining every time they've been battling, but here's the thing. We saw it earlier. Mole kind of backed up. He backed up as he just... Is it a cut? Is it not? I don't think it is, as my frames have dropped completely coming through the carousel. But LRS just trying to get up to him. Not quite able to. He's stuck in this little range of probably about 0.4 of a second. as they're going to go by Denny now. But look at the gap. It's closing, isn't it? I think it is closing. Is this 2 laps to go? Okay, just making sure. 2 laps to go that time by. Penultimate lap for Mole. But LRS is trying. He's trying to get up there. If SP wouldn't have been punted off, I think he would have had a better shot at this. But right now, as he might have just went off in the dirt, I don't think there is a chance. He just got in the wall, and that could have done it. 2 laps to go. He has to gain around a second in the next lap on the Mole in the hole. That is pretty much impossible. And if Mole wins this race like he did Daytona, this championship might as well be over, in my opinion, as Drake is stuck on the apron. That was incredibly close between that curb and grass and wall. Penultimate time through turn 6 is what we're about to witness. LRS has to gain around 3, 4, 5 tenths of a second in the next lap if he has any shot at getting Mole. Coming to the final lap. White flag, and this man is going to see it first. He's the championship leader and second in the championship. Holding the silver trophy right now is chasing him down. And a monumental day from third place, but it's just going to end up short for SP. LRS using every bit of the track. He's trying to get to him. It doesn't look like it's going to be worth it, though. Can he do it up through the S's? Anything can change. Will Mole make a mistake? Just one mistake is all LRS needs to be right on top of him. He's using every bit of curb he's ever known. But so did Mole. He's closed the gap. But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. He's swinging it out way wide. Coming into turn 6. Give him one more lap. He's close. He's really close. Is he going to send it in the final corner? No, he's not. He's got right there. Give him one more lap. But as they come to the line, it's going to be Mole, and SP crashes across the line with LRS. They slide around each other. But the points leader shows why he is right on top. Denny finishes his race a lap down. Drake is also going to finish his race a lap down. Ducky is going to come across the line. Let me see. Yes, he is still racing. Wombat is still racing. So it was a championship driver. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ducky finishing in the 4th place position. Pluto being the first and only DNF of this race. So how about we get the others into a party? I know that wasn't the best broadcast, but again, I've had the not most enjoyable couple of days. I'm doing this on my own, road course. People get spread out, some things happen, but we'll get the others into a party. I'll get the top 3 into a party. Congratulations, Mole. So I will get these 3 into here. I just gotta go. Oh, wonderful! They're not showing online. Let me message y'all so I can make this easier. Alright, I invited those guys to see who got fastest lap. Of course it was Mole 106633. Lock this party down, make sure no one can join other than the people I want. And make sure I can get people to include their audio. More options. Radio on. If you're wondering why I messaged you 5, it was so I could get you in the party faster. Just through messages.
I thought you said, okay, never mind. I just said yes, sir.
Oh. Yeah.
I was so confused.
I knew you would be. But I have tactics. I almost dropped my water ball.
Those lap times are insane.
1066. Man, that was close. LRS almost had the fastest lap. So did SP. 2 cents behind it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get started off with SP. SP, got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
SP, you struggled at the beginning of Stage 3 to really get the tires fired up. You're going wide, and same thing at the beginning of Stage 2, but you were able to maneuver your way up to second for a while before you got around Mole. So in the last laps when he got back around you, what happened there from your perspective? Just what was going through your mind and what's going through your mind now?
Just good racing between us, and just Mole made a mistake and it costed me, not him, more or less. Just we've had a great season overall. Just wish I could have had another win tonight, and I had it right there. I know Mole and LRS were catching me; they were faster than me all night, but felt like I could have done something there at the end and maybe pull out a win. But yeah, just nothing I could have done there. Go to Richmond next week, and that's it's life in the big city, I guess.
Well, either way, you did gain a lot of points today. Going into Richmond, how comfortable are you points-wise? Of course, you gained points on Mole in both Stage 1 and 2, but lost a few, of course, finishing third and him winning the race. So, on points, how comfortable do you think you're going to be next week?
Not good at all. I'm out of the championship after tonight because of that. Stage 1 and 2 don't count as far as points. It's on the average finish. Mole's won 2 races, and I have sucked in both of them. So just I'm out of it. It's been a great season, but no more championship hunting for me. I'm done for the season. There's no shot at me coming back and getting this thing. It's going to be down between LRS and Ducky, I guess. But just nothing I could have done there. That's it.
Just a mistake from... Just a mistake. But...
Yep.
It's been a fun ride in Cup, but... Of course,
It has.
I'm not sure what the... I haven't been here for a while, but I did hear the conversation in the party for... final season for Cup drivers, so... I will ask about that later. But... for now... It's not the season end you wanted, but...
No, definitely not. I fought my way here, best career year in this league. Just want to have a shot. I knew I wasn't going to win the championship. I was definitely the long shot coming in, but I just wanted to prove everyone that I can win in this situation. Just nothing I could have done there. Just it's whatever. Go to Richmond next week, like I said, and see what we can do there.
All right. Well, it was tough, but like you said, you'll move on. Anyway, on to LRS. LRS, you got a copy.
Yes, sir.
LRS, you seem to have the second fastest car for a lot of that race, but you fell back at the beginning of the stage. You couldn't really get through the field like you wanted, but there at the end, with those two battling, you got right to the back of Mole, and I said it at the end, if you had one more lap, you could have got him. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, Mole was obviously really fast. I thought I had the second best car. I thought maybe I was closer to Mole on speed than maybe he thought, but yeah, just overall, kind of disappointed, honestly. I thought I could come in here and win this race. I dominated the truck race last night. Yeah.
And one more thing. Take me through trying to get through the field and some contacts you had trying to get up through fourth, and what kind of happened there, and were tempers flaring, or How frustrating was that for you mentally, knowing these guys just need to get out of the way? I need to get to the front now, but they're kind of being impatient.
Yeah, honestly, everybody that was on the lead lap was fine. I mean, it wasn't really that big of a deal. I was fine racing them. They raced me clean. Um, I think the lap cars need to be more aware. One of them had issues with three of the championship drivers tonight because he didn't get out of the way. I feel like if I didn't hit him, I would have probably been in front of Mole, honestly, coming
Yeah.
to that last lap. So, I mean, it's just, I mean, I thought me personally, it's common courtesy. You got to get out of the way. You can't just run the line. You can't just be on the racetrack when the championship is on the line and people are racing for it. Like the battle for the lead, you can't just stay on the racing line. That's unacceptable, and it'll be looked into.
And I'm sure it will. And I think, I'm not going to name names, but I do think I know kind of names you're talking about. But either way, you did gain. You were gonna look like you were gonna gain, but now it goes from 7 points and 8 points, and you're just falling further and further. Do you think you still have a shot at this, or is Mole running away?
Mole has a 12-point lead. If I win both races and he finishes second, I still think he wins the championship. I could be wrong.
No, you're right.
So he's gonna have to have really bad races. He's not gonna have to. He'll have to finish outside the top 5, and I'll have to win them. I think I am gonna be second in points, so it's gonna be an uphill battle. I mean, I'm not gonna lose faith, but I mean, obviously, it's gonna be very hard.
It is going to be hard, but good luck to you. Second place, it's not what you wanted, but there's some strong tracks for you from what I've seen in the coming weeks. So good luck, and hopefully you can run them down. We can have an entertaining battle.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, one last guy. It's our winner. Mo, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Everyone has been scared of you coming into this championship. They said, we need to get him down on points in Daytona. Obviously, they didn't. And you come here, you win again. Take me through the strategy, because you pitted early, you got back up to the front. Take me through the strategy calls that you were making. The pace at the end. Did you think LRS was going to have a shot at you, or were you going to be able to defend that?
Yeah. So I think first and foremost, I want to apologize to SP. I didn't want to get into him the way I did. Unfortunate, but he did throw like a block and stuff, but on me earlier, and that one move on Drake. So I was probably driving a little more aggressive than I should have been. But first and foremost, apologize to him and want to just commend him on a great season this year. He's been doing awesome. I love racing him in LRS all the time, so he deserves to be blessed for the good race he put on today. But the strategy, I mean, split the stages, get up front every single time. That was all I had to do, and then I knew with 14 laps to go, I'll pit, and then I'll move on. Granted, SP got in front of me, but I tracked him down, and then made the move in the carousel. It was a mistake on my end. I tried to keep it down, and keeping it down in the carousel is difficult, but I was to his inside, and accidentally slid up into him. So I feel bad about that. That happened, but yeah, everyone said they were coming after me in this Final Four, and I won 2 races in a row. I'm trying to get this 3-peat, but the job's not finished yet. LRS, SP, Ducky, they're all commendable racers week in and week out, and I respect them a ton. So if SP's listening, I know he's not in here right now. I apologize, but you should be blessed on the great season that you've had. Respect the hell out of him, and want him or LRS to get this truck championship. They deserve it. So we will keep on moving on and hopefully finish these last 2 weeks out as champion.
Well, it's been an incredible first 2 weeks, and 2 weeks more, you're looking like the championship favorite just as much, if not more, than you were coming in. So congratulations on 2 wins in a row in this championship. You're looking like you're running away, so congratulations.
Hey, appreciate it, brother.
Well, it was a long, grueling race, but it was a fun race to watch. Lap cars were getting in the way. The battle at the end was getting close. It was a fun race to watch. My third race back. and each one of them have had incredible complications in the middle of the race. Of course, not the race that the other two wanted, but of course the race that Mole wanted. Alright, it's the end of the stream, and until next time, have a blessed week. See y'all next time.